Yushicon 2015, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Yushicon was an anime convention held on November 7th, 2015 at the East Stroudsburg University in East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. I have a conflict of interest notification. I was part of a panel group that had guest status. This is Yushicon's second year. Their first year had a lot of promise. So how'd they do this year? Let's find out. For The Good, they went down to 1 day this year compared to the 3 they were last year. I think they made the most of it. They were able to get a little more programming, and I think it kept things a little easier to manage for them, and you saw good results out of the 1 day. The location was again solid this year. It was a Sci-tech building on the campus of East Stroudsburg University. It's a really good venue for an event like this because they have several large open rooms, it's easy to navigate, and there is plenty of parking, which is always a plus. Another year with solid quality media from this con. They've always had nice stuff. There are cons I have been to many times that don't have badges this nice. They're laminated. The book is really high quality. It's got nice detail on it. And again, for such a small convention, really nice work. The staff I dealt with were extremely pleasant, and there was very rarely a time at the convention that you would not see any staff members walking around. They were very easily seen in their white Yushi-Con t-shirts. Again, good staff, easy to deal with. The dealers and artists, the selection was quite nice. For a con this relatively small, they pulled a lot of people in for the artist alley, and they didn't have a bad dealer's room. The selection was pretty decent, and there was a little bit of everything for everyone. It wasn't bad. I give the convention a lot of credit for running 18 plus content. A college convention like this could easily say at 10 o'clock everybody leave, but they offered some late night programming for those who were interested, and again, lots of credit for doing it. They don't have to, and they did. For the bad, there really wasn't anything that was absolutely terrible about the convention. Now for the ugly, what should have been better. I felt the content could have started earlier. Until they had opening ceremonies, which was at 1 p.m., the first panel was actually at 2:30. I think they could have moved some of it up to start around noon, and then just kind of mixed opening ceremonies in, because I felt that there were some people standing around not doing too much, especially with registration opening at 10 a.m. Now, at times, the amount of panels, there need to be a little bit more. There were a couple times during the convention you ran into a situation where there just wasn't too much going on, such as from, say, the 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. slot. There was not a whole lot going on. The themed dance was supposed to be going on, which is something we'll discuss in a second. A few more panels in these slots would have probably filled the schedule a little bit better. I don't know how many panel submissions they got, and that might be a question to raise for next year. Unannounced surprise panels happened in the convention, and they were a bit hard to locate, because all of a sudden a dating game happened in the one room midday, and it kind of surprised me because I didn't find it anywhere on the schedule. Also, a Family Feud style game jumped up later in the evening, and again, it was a little bit hard to find, and I'm not exactly a big supporter of unannounced surprise panels, honestly. For the rave, I'm just going to say maybe the rave needs to be cut. Doesn't seem to have big attendance at this con, because a lot of people went home by then, and I know from other conventions that the rave has caused problems, especially at college conventions. And maybe it's just something you fill in with another main event, or you find something to put in that time. Even though I mentioned above that it was good for them to go down to 1 day, at the end, after experiencing the convention, I think they could have pulled 2 days off. They had the experienced staff, but I'm not going to judge them because, it's hard to do this. A lot of late hours. But I think if they could have got a little more content, a few more panels, they could have pulled off a second day. Overall, it was a solid second-year convention, and it's got some options for the future. They brought in a nice little crowd. I don't have attendance figures at this time. They'll have them later. But they did a good job with what they had, what panels, what content they could provide, what guests they could get. It had that nice small con atmosphere. If you like small cons, you like a nice chill con, this was good. If you are a first-time con goer, this is a great con to get an idea of what conventioning is like. If you wanted to test some cosplay, it'd be a great time to do it. It wasn't super high impact, and you probably could get a good idea of what your cosplay would do. I give the con a C+, because they did a really good job with the resources they had. The staff were nice. It was a nice, chill con day, and everything went relatively smoothly. Thanks for watching.